Good morning, students. Welcome to the financial management class. This is the third day of our second semester financial management class. In the previous classes, we have learned about what is business, what is finance, what is the importance of finance, what is a business finance, what is the scope of the financial management. All these things we have learned in the previous classes. So today we are going to study, or we are going to learn about the objectives of financial management. Okay, so I once again welcome you all for this financial management class. After completion of this class, you will be knowing, or you will learn what are the various objectives of financial management, what are the so after completion of this class you will be know the various objectives of financial management, various arguments in favor of profit maximization objective, various arguments against the profit maximization objective, various arguments in favor of wealth maximization objective, and different arguments against wealth maximization objective. So these are the various points which we learn in today's class. Okay, so I once again welcome you. Let us start the class. Effective procurement and efficient use of finance lead to proper utilization of the finance by the business concern. It is the essential part of the financial manager. Hence, the financial manager must determine the basic objectives of the financial management. Now, the finance function or financial management is one of the key functional area which decide the overall success of any business. That means if the company is sound in managing its financial resources, or if the organization is efficient in managing its financial resources at its disposal, then it can manage the other functional areas in so easy manner. Okay, so therefore the objectives of financial management is to be defined clearly. Unless the objective of the financial management is clearly defined, the things cannot be settled, or things cannot be undertaken in an efficient manner. So there are basically two types of objectives, or there are two objectives of financial management. Among them, number one is profit maximization, number two, wealth maximization. These are the two objectives or these are the two goals of financial management which every business concern should have. Okay, there are certain arguments in favor of first objective, and there are certain arguments against the profit objective, and also there are certain favorable arguments for wealth maximization objective, as well as there are certain against concentration or against arguments for wealth maximization also. Every objective has its own advantages and disadvantages. So let us know what is the profit maximization, what are the different positive points regarding the first objective, and what is wealth maximization, what are the various arguments in favor and against these two objectives. Profit maximization. So first objective of financial management is profit maximization. The main aim of any business or any kind of economic activity is earning profit. It's very much known to everybody because every economic activity will be undertaken only for getting the profit. A business concern is also functioning mainly for the purpose of earning profit. Profit is the measuring technique to understand the business efficiency of the concern. Profit maximization is also the traditional and narrow approach which aims at maximize the profit of the concern. The profit is one of the first and foremost important objective of any business. We know it very well because any business, unless it is able to earn profit, it cannot survive in the market or it cannot carry out its operations. Whatever the other activities or other advantages which they get, but unless the firm is in a position to earn sufficient or minimum profit, it cannot go further. Okay, so the one of the theories, they argue in favor of this particular objective. Every business concern or every financial management, the financial manager should strive to achieve more and more profit because it is the main concern for any business organization. If the company is getting more profits, means it is good in all aspects. That is the perception of even the public. If a particular company is getting, yes, it's getting more profits, yes, it's a very good company. Suppose if the company is getting losses, whatever the name and fame and whatever the service it is rendering, whatever the product it is producing, nothing will be treated as a greatness because it is suffered with losses. Okay, so that's why the profit maximization, every company has to strive for the maximization of profit. Therefore, the financial management, the financial manager, the financial management of any company should work for the maximization of the profit. If it does not maximize its profits, it cannot survive. So that is the objective preference for the first category of the profit maximization concept. So profit maximization consists of the following important features. There are certain important features for this profit maximization concept. Among them, one, profit maximization is also called as cashing per share maximization. So whatever the cash that is available in the company, that is to be maximized. It leads to maximize the business operation for profit maximization. That means if the company is having more and more cash balances, or if it is in a position to rotate its financial resources in a well manner, then automatically it gets more and more profit. Next, ultimate aim of the business concern is earning profit. Hence, it considers all the possible ways to increase the profitability of the concern. So, the first and foremost objective of any business is earning profit. Therefore, every year, every day, every month, the company should strive to increase its profit, increase its present profit. So all activities should go along with this particular objective, because it should strive for increasing the profit, because the future is uncertain. Suppose if the business organization, okay, this year let us get the loss, next year we will try for profit. Nobody will think in that way, because future is uncertain. Future is uncertain. We don't know what happens tomorrow. Therefore, every company should strive to increase its present profit. Strive to increase its present profit and plan for increasing future profit. Okay. Next, third feature of profit maximization is profit is the parameter. Profit is the parameter of measuring the efficiency of the business concern. So, even a layman, the person who does not know anything about the business, will say that so and so company is getting profit, means it's a good company. No? So even layman feel that the company or the business which is getting profit is good company. Therefore, higher the profit a company gets, more the efficient the company. Therefore, it is one of the parameters. Not only one of the, it is the first parameter. First parameter which everybody will consider. What is the profit of this particular company? If it is this much, okay, very good. No, this company is not getting profit. Okay, no, it's waste. Like that, people will try to evaluate the efficiency of the concern. So it shows the entire position of the business concern. Just profit. If you are getting profit, okay, good. No profit, it's bad. That's all. How much profit? That's different. Okay, so profit is the only parameter through which the efficiency of the organization is measured. Therefore, every financial management, every financial manager should strive for getting more profit. And number four, profit maximization objective help to reduce the risk of the business. So, if the company is able to maximize the profit, it reduces the risk. The future risk will be reduced if the company is able to earn profit. If the company is not getting profit, means the risk of the business will increase, because this year no profit, next year we don't know. If this year is if you are not getting profit this year, then next year also you may not get profit. So if you get more profit this year, then next year suppose if you get loss, okay, no problem. One more year you can wait for the profit. But if the profit is not earned this year, then automatically the next year risk of the business will be increased. Risk will be increased. Okay, so if the company is able to get more and more profit, it reduces the risk. It reduces the risk, and it will get more goodwill in the market. So these are the features of the profit object. Next, so this concept, profit maximization concept, has been supported by the several economists. Several favorable arguments were made for the profit maximization by various economists. So, what are the favorable arguments? Number one, main aim is earning profit. Yes, they have supported this maximization objective of financial management, that yes, the main aim of business is earning profit. If the firm or the concern is failed to get profit, means its efficiency is poor, its management is poor, it is inefficient in utilizing its resources. Therefore, the main objective of financial management should be to maximize the profit, because profit is the main aim. Profit is the main aim of any business. Next, the second favorable argument for the profit maximization is profit is the parameter of the business operation. Yes, already we have done, no? Profit is a parameter. Parameter means it's an instrument which measures the efficiency of the business. So what is the parameter for measuring the efficiency of the business? It is the profit. It is the profit through which you can measure the efficiency of the business operations. Therefore, profit maximization is to be achieved. The company should maximize its profits, because it is the only parameter through which you can measure the efficiency of business operations. Okay, that is another favorable argument. Next, number 3, profit reduces risk of the business concern. Yes, if the company earns profits, it reduces the risk. Risk means risk of insolvency or risk of closing down of the business. As long as the business earn profit, nobody will close down the business. No? If the business is giving profits, means nobody would like to close down that business because it is giving profits. As and when the business incur losses, then the thinking will start. Today we got loss. What should we do tomorrow? Should we continue or discontinue the business? That thinking process will start. Therefore, if you are able to earn profit, that risk will be reduced. You will not think the other side. You will not get the idea of closing down of the business because you are getting profits. Okay, I am getting profits. Why should I close down my business? If you are not able to earn a profit, or if you are incurring losses, then only you will think in other way. You will think in other aspects. Whether should we continue the business or not. Therefore, as long as the business earn profits, the situation doesn't arise, or the thinking, the options are available is continuation. That's all. If the company fails to earn profit, means it increase the risk of business. Okay, so that is another argument. Next, profit is the main source of finance. Profit. What is the mean? What do you mean by profit? Profit is the excess of revenue over expenses. A simple definition. Profit. Profit is the difference between the revenue and the expenditure. So, whatever the excess or whatever the surplus we are getting out of the business activities, that surplus is one of the main source of finance. That surplus can be utilized by the business concern for its future expansion purpose. That means, suppose this year a particular company has got 10 crores profit, means that 10 crore rupees can be utilized for the development of the company. So that is a main source of finance. That is a free source. You need not borrow from somebody else. You know? Therefore, profit is the main source of finance. Therefore, every company should get profit. Every company should strive for increasing its profits because it's a main source. You suppose if the company gets losses, loss means excess of expenditure over revenue. You know, that is the definition for loss. That means your expenditure is greater than revenue. That means it's a deficit. Loss means it's a deficit. So where from this deficit will be compensated? You have to borrow from somebody else. No? You have to borrow from somebody else. Otherwise, you cannot continue the business. Therefore, a particular company is earning profit means it's a surplus. That's the excess of revenue over expenditure. That is a surplus. That surplus money or that surplus fund can be utilized for expansion of the business. So you need not borrow from anybody. You need not depend on others. Your money can be utilized for the development of the company. Okay, that is another argument. Next, number 5, profitability meets the social needs also. So profitability meets the social needs. Social needs means, the business is a social activity. The business is an economic entity which utilize the resources of the society. You are utilizing the resources of the society. In spite of utilizing the resources of the society, if you fail to earn profit, means whatever the resources utilized by the business is mere waste. No? Because you are utilizing the social resources. Value addition. We have to add value to the social resources. That means if the company or the firm is able to earn sufficient profit, means it has succeeded in adding value, more and more value to the social resources. If the company is incurred loss, means you are socially wasting the resources. You are wasting the social resources. Therefore, the loss-making company does not meet the social needs. The society needs success. Because if one company succeeds, automatically the other fellows will look into that company, and more people will come into the business side, and they also start the entrepreneurship. They also strive, or they also try to get success in their business. Suppose if the more and more companies are failure, then automatically the people will not come forward to start new businesses, because their experience, they are seeing that practically the companies are failing, they are not getting profits. Therefore, if I start the business, I also will fail. Though, let us not start any new venture. The thinking process will change. So, as a result, the society will change. Okay. So, therefore, profitability meets the social needs also. The success of the business is the success of the society. Success of the business is the success of society. If the business succeed, it is the success of society, because more and more new products, more and more new amenities can be created out of the business, development of the business. So these are the various favorable arguments for the profit maximization concept. Then there are certain arguments against the profit maximization. Some of the people have opposed the profit maximization concept. No, profit maximization is not at all the objective of the company. Like that, they have opposed. So the reason behind their opposition is profit maximization leads to exploiting the workers and the consumers. This is the first argument against the profit maximization. Unfavorable argument. That means a company is getting more and more profit, means what does it mean? They are not properly paying wages and salaries to their employees. They are charging more and more price to the customers. That's why they are increasing their profits. It is the argument made by some of the people. If you, the business, if you want to get more and more profits, we have already learned that increasing profit can be done in two ways. One is increasing revenue or reducing the cost or reducing the expenditure. By increasing the price, you can increase the revenue. By reducing the wages and the salaries of the employees, you can reduce the expenditure so that your profit may be maximized. But that's not good. If the company always strive to maximize the profit, they, are, they always cut down the wages of the workers and salaries of the employees, and they always charge more and more price to the customers. So this is a one argument made against the profit maximization concept. The second argument is a profit maximization creates immoral practices such as corrupt practice, unfair trade practices, etc. Yes. So the business people, if they want to get more and more profit, they encourage the unethical practices, immoral practices. They don't think in terms of morality. They don't follow the ethical practices. Whatever they want to do for getting profit, they do it. They don't think in terms of social benefits, or they don't think in terms of the uh, customer point of view and employees point of view. Therefore, all sorts of things, whatever we want to maximize profits, that's all. Whatever the manner may be. Don't go for these moral activities or ethical activities or ethical practice. No, nothing. We want to have more profit, that's all. Like that, the business people may think. So that is one argument. Next, another argument against profit maximization is it leads to inequalities. It leads to inequalities among the stakeholders, such as customers, suppliers, public shareholders. So profit maximization creates or it leads to inequalities among the stakeholders, such as customers, suppliers, public shareholders, and all these stakeholders who are connected with the business. Inequality, because one fellow objective will be different, another fellow will be objective will be different. So the inequalities will be created. Therefore, the profit maximization should not be considered as a good objective for the financial management. This is another argument against the profit maximization concept. So, the drawbacks of profit maximization. What are the drawbacks? What are the limitations of profit maximization? Is number one, it is vague. It is vague because profit, what is mean by profit? There are different concepts of profits. There are different various concepts. There is a gross profit, net profit, operating profit, return on investment. These are the various concepts of profits. For which profit? Which profit is to be maximized? Therefore, it is vague. It is not clear. Okay. So that is a first drawback of the profit maximization. And the second drawback of profit maximization is it ignores the time value of money. So in the financial management, the time value of money plays a major role. but the profit maximization concept does not consider the time value of money. So in the next classes, we are going to study what is the time value of money, how the value of money will be different in different time periods. We are going to learn in the next classes. Okay, so the profit maximization concept does not take into consideration the time value of money. Therefore, it is not good. Next, number 3, it ignores risk. So risk will not be considered. It ignores the profit maximization concept, ignores the risk that is associated with the business activities. Okay, so the risk may be internal risk or external risk, whatever the risk may be, it entirely they want to have more and more profit, irrespective of the risk associated with the business organization. So the profit maximization ignores the risk. So that is the first objective, that is a profit maximization is the first objective of financial management, and this profit maximization objective has uh, released or has attracted several criticisms from several economists. Therefore, another category of people, they have emphasized the other objective of wealth maximization. No, it is not the profit is to be maximized by the business. It is the wealth. It is the wealth of the organization is to be maximized. So wealth maximization is one of the modern approaches which involves latest innovations and improvements in the field of business concern. So the term wealth means shareholders' wealth, or the wealth of the persons, those who are involved in the business concern. Wealth maximization is also known as value maximization or net present worth maximization. So this objective is an universally acceptable concept in the field of business. So the second objective of financial management is wealth maximization. Wealth in the sense the maximization of wealth of the shareholders or wealth of the stakeholders. So it's a broad concept. Wealth is to be maximized. It is not only just profit. Wealth, wealth of the shareholders, wealth of the all stakeholders who are directly or indirectly connected to the business organization are to be maximized. So this is the second objective of the financial management. So regarding this particular objective also, there are certain favorable and unfavorable arguments. So first let us see the favorable arguments for wealth maximization. So wealth maximization is superior to the profit maximization because the main aim of the business concern under this concept is to improve the value or wealth of the shareholders. So it is a good goal or it is a good objective because it increases the wealth of the shareholders, because nowadays in modern days it is the shareholder who has to whose wealth is to be maximized. Therefore, this objective will look into the maximization of wealth of the shareholders or value of the shareholders. Okay. Next, second argument in favor of wealth maximization is wealth maximization considers the comparison of value to cost associated with the business concern. total value detected from the total cost incurred for the business operation. It provides extract value of the business concern. So this wealth maximization concept will take into account the total cost or total value that is associated with the business and the total wealth that is created out of the business. So both aspects will be considered, and the maximization of wealth, the objective, will be given as a top priority. It tries wealth maximization objective will try to rectify the problems or will try to rectify the limitations that are associated with the profit maximization. Therefore, for wealth maximization, the financial manager or the financial management should struggle to increase the wealth of the shareholders. They have to increase the value of the shareholders. That is another argument. Next, number 3, wealth maximization considers both time and risk of the business concern. So in the wealth maximization concept, time value and risk of the business will be considered, both will be considered. Therefore, it is a good objective. Wealth maximization is a good objective. Next, wealth maximization provides efficient allocation of resources. So this wealth maximization concept provides for efficient allocation, because unless the resources are allocated efficiently, the wealth cannot be increased or wealth cannot be maximized. Here, for the efficient utilization of the resources are to be efficiently allocated. Unless the resources are efficiently allocated, you cannot derive maximum benefit out of the resources. Okay, so the wealth maximization provides efficient allocation of resources. Next, it ensures the economic interest of the society. It ensures the economic interest of the society. Now, the society is always look forward for the successful organizations. The successful organization means the organization is successful as and when it is adding more and more value to the resources. Therefore, wealth maximization, if a particular company is maximizing its wealth, means it is adding more and more value to the society. Therefore, the economic interest of the society is safeguarded. The economic interest of the society is protected. Therefore, more and more organization efforts will come from the society that will help the society to develop, because it is the need of the hour. Because nowadays it is the entrepreneurship. It is the entrepreneurship which provides more and more employment opportunities to the youth. The other aspects, the other employment orientations have been failed in throughout the world. Nowadays, it is the only entrepreneurship which is providing more and more opportunities to the society. Therefore, the economic interest of the society is safeguarded with the wealth maximization objectives. So these are the favorable arguments for the wealth maximization. But there are certain unfavorable arguments. For wealth maximization also. That means that some of the people have criticized this objective also. There is a wealth maximization leads to prescriptive idea of the business concern, but it may not be suitable to present day business activities. So wealth maximization prescribe you do this thing, you do that thing, you allocate this one, you do it. Like this. It will prescribe certain things, but that prescriptive idea may not be worked out nowadays. Okay, so that is their uh, concern. Next, second argument against the wealth maximization. Wealth maximization is nothing. It is also profit maximization. It is the indirect name of the profit maximization. This is another argument. Oh, no, wealth maximum. What is wealth? Wealth is nothing but profit. If the company increases profits, automatically wealth will be maximized. Therefore, there is nothing new in the wealth maximization concept. Only profit. Profit is a good concept. Profit is a good objective. They have to increase the profit. Like that, some of the people have criticized this one. Number third, wealth maximization creates ownership management controversy. Yes. So what the wealth maximization concept says, we have to increase the value of the owners. Who are the owners? Shareholders. Shareholders are the owners of the business. Then what about the management? So owners' wealth may be maximized, but what about management? There is a conflict between the ownership and the management. Because ownership value may be increased, but the value of management may be declined in the wealth maximization objective. This is another argument made against the wealth maximization. Number four, management alone enjoys certain benefits. In the wealth maximization, in the name of wealth maximization, management will enjoy certain facilities or will enjoy certain benefits in the name of wealth maximization. Therefore, it's not good. Next, number five, the ultimate aim of the wealth maximization objective is to maximize the profit. This is another uh, criticism. Now, wealth maximum. When do the wealth will be maximized? Suppose if you get loss, can you increase the wealth of the shareholders? No. Ultimately, it is interlinked with profit only. Wealth means wealth is another name for profit. Therefore, if you are able to increase the profit, then automatically the wealth will be maximized. Therefore, the wealth and profit. Wealth is a modern word. Okay, so the profit may be maximized by the business organization. Next, another argument is wealth maximization can be activated only with the help of profitable position of the business concern. Yes, wealth maximization. Yes, I have created so much of wealth. I have increased the wealth of this year from this level to that level. You can say that's okay, but without profit, is it possible to create wealth? No. If the company failed in getting profit, its wealth cannot be maximized. Its wealth may not be, because wealth is such a concept. It cannot be understood by the layman. A common man cannot know the exact meaning of wealth. But profit is a concept which can be understood by most of the people. Everybody will define what is profit, what is not profit, what is a loss. But wealth, nobody can clearly define. You cannot identify what is wealth. What is wealth, so? Sampada. What is sampada? ఎంత ఎక్కువ ఉంటే అంత సంపద. So wealth is such a term which is to be studied in depth, which needs to study depth analysis. But profit is a concept which can be understood by each and everybody. Therefore, generally the people will not understand the wealth maximization concept. Wealth maximization concept cannot be understood by all the people. So like this, the objectives of financial management may be either profit maximization and wealth management, but both are important. Okay, as far as the sole trading concern and partnership concern or small business organizations are concerned, profit maximization is a very good objective. And for big business organizations or corporate companies, so wealth maximization objective is a best objective for which they always struggle for increasing their wealth. Okay, so this is all about the objectives of financial management. Okay, so thank you very much for joining to the class, and tomorrow we will try to learn about another important concept in the class. Please, all those who are joined, please post your correct hall ticket number.
లాస్ట్ 4 డిజిట్స్ పెడుతున్నాం సార్.
4 డిజిట్స్ అవసరం లేదు, లాస్ట్ 2 డిజిట్స్ పెట్టినా చాలు. ఎందుకంటే నిన్న రమేష్ వచ్చినవానైనా, రమేష్ నెంబర్ ఎంతనైనా నిన్న 6 అని పెట్టినాడు, 6 అని పెట్టినాడు రమేష్.
రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ నెంబర్ లేమో పెట్టారు సార్. అప్పుడు మేడం
నేను హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్ కదా పెట్టమన్నది.
ఏమో సార్ మర్చిపోయినట్టున్నాడు అబ్బాయి.
నువ్వు గుర్తు చేయాలిరా ప్రసన్న. ఓకే, ఏమో క్లాస్ ఎలా ఉంది? బానే ఉంది, అర్థమవుతుందా?
సార్ ఈరోజు కొంచెం అర్థం కాలేదు సార్, మధ్యలో వచ్చిన